Hey guys, so today we're going to take a look at this team and why it works, but also why it doesn't work. And this is going to be another AR commentary. Hopefully it is improved and you guys enjoy it and we continue to do it.
Let the lesson begin.
Alright guys, so if this is your first AR offense commentary that I've done, basically I'm going to start and stop the replay, the AR offense replay that I do. This is me playing into a team in one of my Vault of Heavens matches. These are the builds over here as requested. You guys kind of wanted to see this from the previous one, so hopefully this helps you out. My builds are, I don't know where to put them right now. If you have some suggestions for that, please let me know. I've also tried to improve the full screen layout like this so you can get more of me, but also a more clean look at exactly what I'm trying to present. I'm going to use my mouse here to give you guys visuals and my finger as well in the right places. All right, yeah, please let me know if you enjoy this type of content. Comments below as always. Thank you guys. So let's do it. This is a team I ran into at the end of the previous season, which was like, I believe, Anima, Astro, near the top of Vault of Heavens, near 38 or 39 tier, I believe. And I don't have a team ready to beat this, actually. I just figured, you know what, if I run into it, I have a specific strategy I can use, and I usually don't use any of my 5 ladders anyway, so, you know, if I don't have a counter team for it, that I would just kind of donate a win if it really came down to it, if it was really difficult. Or there was one specific strategy in here that I will cover in what I did that could basically guarantee you a win, even with teams that this is supposed to counter. So we will delve into that today, of course. And yeah, so there it is. So I don't have a team ready for this type of team, of course. And I said, okay, it's near far safe and a bunch of unequipped stuff that's trying to corner stall, which can work. You can't really smash through it with Regan or any reds or any mythics or anything like that, because of Gustav being a pretty solid near save combination of Loyalist Axe. And of course, when it comes to ranged, Vector can't really, like he doesn't have a weakness. He doesn't really lose to like Brave Micaiah or Bridal Micaiah because her innate armor effectiveness doesn't work against him. So what the strategy that you'll see, and I'll pause when we get to it, is using AI to my advantage to create an opening in which I can sweep the team. You'll see that in a moment, but of course, this is actually a loss. I didn't win this match, so spoiler alert, I guess, if you were trying to see that, but the VOD will be in the description below. This is recorded on Twitch with the full reaction and, of course, edited. This is edited down to a 10-minute or so viewing, so instead of it being like 40 or 30 or however long it took me on Twitch to figure it out. This is actually my first time running into this team, so we've had saves in the game for a couple of months now, I think, and this is the first time we've run into this, which is why I don't think you need a specific strategy or a team slot dedicated to beating this sort of team, and you're perfectly fine to either try to push through with a specific AI strategy I'll show you here, or just donate a ladder if you're pretty confident in your offense. Overall, which I am. I'm pretty confident in my offense overall. So, you know, I run into this and I don't really have a specific team for it. That's fine. I'm willing to donate a ladder. No big deal. So, yeah, I picked my just traditional tank strat here. But one problem I made was not bringing a ranged unit. And you'll see why that's disastrous in a moment. I had forgotten that you need to actually engage onto this team in some form for them to get going, for them to start rallying each other and potential movement. So because I didn't bring my Bridal Fjorm, which I wouldn't use for isolation, I didn't have a way to actually get this team moving. Well, I did, but not as easy as just using Dazzling Staff with Bridal Fjorm and just poking them for 0 damage and getting that AI moving. Now, what you'll see in the beginning here is I'm basically trying already on turn 2, and if I had done this with Bridal Fjorm on turn 2, I would have already basically given myself 5 turns to do this. But I have forgotten that this is Ether Raids, and they don't move until you've engaged them. So I made an initial mistake here. You'll see I positioned Altina, Elwood, and Regan far away. This is on purpose, and Hector over here and Corin down here. So the reason it's like this, and you'll see later I succeed in doing this, is because if this team was engaged, Hector and Corin threaten Effie in this position here but not in the one in the space to the left. So the AI, even though Effie is unarmed, as you can see over here, will still opt to move one space left because she's safe in that position. And that is what I was trying to accomplish, but I didn't engage the team. I didn't basically go and engage. I didn't hit him with like Bridal Form, which would have been the perfect initiation on turn 2, just to have her like, hit Vector with Dazzling Staff. It gets going, and then Effie would move based on this position. Of course, if you put your Elwood, let's say my Elwood was one space up here, or my Altina 2 spaces up, they would be threatening the position left of Effie, and she wouldn't move. So this is called Threaten AI, and this is what I will show you in this gameplay where I was able to actually create an opening, and if I had done this a couple turns sooner, I would have actually won this match. Another important thing that I didn't do but should have done was remove the enemy healing tower as soon as possible with Regan. Didn't do that. Those are two big mistakes that definitely cost me this game. But I'll show you how you definitely can take this sort of game and turn it into a victory. Mind you, if you don't even want to deal with the whole AI aspect or just this team in general, you literally can build like an AoE special team or just like PvE team in general that tends to do AoE damage or wind sweep or savage blow chip damage and just win that way. Those would involve like pain healer staff, calves or something, or Lina with an AoE special, or Merrick even with an AoE special. These mages with AoE specials will cut through usually the very low base res of these armor units, and their ward armors and such don't matter when your AoE just chunks through it. As you'll see in the replay going right now, Regan decided to take out the healing tower, but we're already losing too many turns. We could have done this on turn 2 instead of turn 3, or possibly turn 3 is okay, but definitely in a better position faster where I wouldn't be threatening Effie's position on the left here. So right now I'm thinking about how to engage the team. I'm thinking, maybe I'll just leave Regan here and that'll start the team, and then I'll get her out next turn and then finally get things going. But you'll realize, and I realized during this, and my inexperience playing into this, that I was losing way too much turns, and I won't have enough time to cleanly solve this one. Interesting enough, Gustav here is running Stalin Shield in A. I don't think that's a terrible option, but he's not running any sort of crafty or vengeful fighter, and that I think is a weakness because he doesn't fire back an Ignis, he technically doesn't kill. As you'll see here, now we've engaged the team. Regan is in the danger area now, and that team is initiated. So now I go back and I get Regan out, and now I'm able to start with the AI moving out of danger, which would be Effie here. That's what I was trying to accomplish. Effie will move one space left as soon as I execute that exact problem we had earlier, which was Corin and Vector threatening Effie, but one space left being safe as long as everyone else gets out. Again, guys, if there's anything you like or want to provide some sort of constructive feedback in these commentaries, feel free again in the comments below to let me know what you like or want me to improve on. I'm going to make sure that I continue to deliver these commentaries on these very hard or different type of matches, and hopefully you learn from them and apply them to your own games. So what we're doing here, we're moving our units to be not threatening Effie on the space left, Vector and Corin right here, end turn, and now finally we'll have those rallies and Effie moves left. So despite her being ranged, despite her being unarmed, and the rallies and such can be applied, she chooses to move out of danger there because of Vector and Corin threatening her. That opening is now available, but we're already a little too late. It's turn 5 out of 7. Realistically, there's only 2 enemy phases to work with and 1 player phase. And player phasing someone like Vector is very difficult, so we won't have enough time realistically to bust through Gustav here and to just in general kill all these armors. This team can definitely be a lot more optimized and harder as well if it brings like a healer in the corner or potentially one big nuke threat to prevent you from doing the strategy in general. So something like Legendary Lina, I've seen those variants as well. They can be improved on, but for the most part, I feel this is an anti-meta team and really punishes people who either A, don't know AI, or B, don't have the right PvE or AoE strategy to take them out. But generally, it can be countered with one slot dedicated to beating them. I don't have that, so I had to do this. Now, if I'd done this 2 turns earlier, I absolutely would have won, because now Gustav will attack into Hector. Another mistake here is Corrin is technically not within 2 spaces. I was fearing that Gustav would do less than 5 and rally, but he won't. So that was a bit of a mistake as well. Ultimately, though, it's about making sure your teams are optimized and trying to get that team started as soon as possible with Bridal Fjorm. Or not Bridal Fjorm, but just anyone who can kind of attack into it without retaliation. A Wind Sweep, a Dazzling Staff, I think, is the best case for this. I use Bridal Fjorm. It's already, like a Bridal Fjorm tank team is already a pretty decent staple as it is. And you can just kind of use that to get the team going. And as you see here, Effie actually moves out of the near save and can be attacked. But turn 6, 1 enemy phase left. How do we get through Bacter, right? We need Bacter to attack into my Bacter here, but since Gustav hasn't been eliminated and likely can't be on the next turn anyways, things don't look so good, and unfortunately this ends up being a donated ladder. Okay, so wrapping up all of this, I wanted to again reiterate the importance of knowing threat AI, danger area. Essentially, a unit, even if it's unarmed, will opt, well, especially if it's unarmed, because it won't attack, will opt to go in a position where it's safer if it can move to 1, like what was shown in this video. So this is a really, really easy and good way that using pretty much all your teams, you can beat these corner unarmed balls, because you can just make sure that those teams or those units that are blocking with the unarmed can just move out of the way, and then you just put your tank there and enemy phase them, because these units like Bacter and Gustav are not meant for player phasing you. They're locked in a way to make sure that you try to player phase into them. And Dazzle Windsweep does that, but if you can get through by moving the frontline unit, you can now enemy phase them, and the team just becomes much, much, much easier. Okay guys, I'll let this one play through, and I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I, as always, enjoy giving it to you guys, and more to come as more difficult matches happen. These are pretty rare. They're actually not, I feel like I get maybe 1 or 2 tough matches in a week, so that pretty much concludes it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, leave a comment, any feedback, what you like, name even one of your own tough matches that you had, why that was difficult, and maybe I'll reply and give you some feedback as well. See you in the next one. Love you all. Peace.
It's over.